Welcome to the channel. We're here to talk about Doom Eternal lore. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Doom Hunter, which I have just interacted with on my mission through the Doom Eternal game. This one really caught my eye, which made me want to explore it and thus make a video for you all. So I'm learning, and hopefully we can learn together. So if you're new here, do hit subscribe, and I'll do a few more of these videos if you press that like button. Now, the Doom Hunter is also known as the Agadon Hunter from the Telos realm. We're introduced to this by Daig Ranak in the game with a monologue, and his monologue is as follows. I thought you'd appreciate the century I chose, the great Agadon Hunters from the Telos realm. Though long thought to be extinct, created to hunt only the Slayer and his Knight Sentinels during the Unholy Crusade. Some improvements on the design have been made. Enjoy what is undoubtedly my finest work. Now, in the book, The Art of Doom Eternal, the Doom Hunter is stated as follows. An ancient race of beast-like hunters. The Doom Hunter was known to the Sentinel warriors as a lethal stalker of the Metal Age. Extracted from the frozen depths of the polar tundra, the Doom Hunter was uncovered during cultist excavation in the remote Arctic. Though preserved below the frozen ice for millions of years, the unearthed remains of this creature were deemed suitable for reconstruction, becoming the subject of cultist necro-regenerative bioexperimentation. Within the remote cultist citadel, a high-tech ritual altar which towers over the Golgothan ruins, the Doom Hunter was ceremoniously and systematically resurrected and rebuilt. While the majority of its components are now cybernetic, it retains a high degree of mental faculty. A sentient, brutal hunting instinct augmented with the armaments of a tank division. Now, obviously, that is quite a bold claim by Daig Ranak, and is this his finest work? Well, they are tough sons of bitches. They really, really are tough creatures to destroy in this game. In fact, they're a brand new demon for Doom. The Doom Hunter itself is a new type of enemy which was created for Doom Eternal. Of course, in lore, in universe, it's a species which was originally known as the Agadon Hunter of the Telos realm. Now, interestingly enough, again, in the opening of the Daig Ranak, it's a species which is created, specifically designed, created, birthed into existence to hunt the Doomslayer and his fellow Knight Sentinels. Now, interestingly enough, if we take that opening monologue as canon, well, they couldn't have done that good a job, can they? Because if they were thought to be extinct and their sole purpose was to hunt the Doomslayer and the Knight Sentinels, well, they would have likely have been slaughtered. Now, of course, this was all during the event called the Unholy Crusade. Now, while the species itself was supposedly rendered extinct long ago, it is said that at least one Agadon Hunter somehow made it to Earth, hibernating for millennia in a remote region of none other than Antarctica. And during the Hell invasion of Earth, which we see in Doom Eternal, the UAC cultists, which discovered the Agadon Hunter's remains, then excavated it from its icy prison. Now, from here, the demon was revived, and it's likely thought it was cloned because we do actually see, at the very least, 3 of them. So the likelihood is there's either a band of them which survived, or Daig Ranak and the UAC cultists merely cloned the beast. Either or, to be perfectly honest, works fine in universe, in canon. I can't possibly think that Daig Ranak would have any issue of cloning these demons if they can at least augment them in the way that they have. Now, of course, as I just said, there was substantial mechanical augmentation after they were revived by the cultists, and again, this is all under the supervision of Daig Ranak. With respect to it being one of his finest creations, I will say they are really tough. They are really, really tough to destroy. I would say that there's better demons out there, but they were very, very, very tough. In fact, you really do have to be, much like any of the demons in Doom Eternal, you have to really focus on the weaponry that you're using. So they have a shield, on the upper half, which you must take out realistically if you have any chance of killing them properly and with any sort of haste. So you use the plasma rifle to take out the shield, much like you would with one of the turned zombies with their shields, and then you have to just absolutely bombard the demon with offensive weapons. Now there was 3 Doom Hunters which we see, and they were used as Ranak's personal guardians, which were sent against the Doomslayer when he breached the cultist base. The Doom Hunters' cybernetic augmentations are incredibly extensive. In fact, it's very difficult to figure out what the Doom Hunter, or the Agadon Hunter, should I say, used to look like, because in terms of what's left, well, the only visible remnants of the original demon is its head, and we don't know whether the centerpiece, the sort of cyclopean eye, is its original eye. We don't know whether that's an augmentation part or not. It has part of a right arm and then half of its upper torso. The rest of it is brand new mechanical augmentation. Now, the rest of its body is entirely mechanical. We have a large cannon, which is part of its right arm. So when I said only part of its right arm, that's what is attached to it. Its left arm is predominantly armor and then a twin barred chainsaw arm. And then down low, it has a set of thrusters which allow it to sort of hover and move through the air, which can then also allow it to interface with a sled, which kind of gives it a hover tank sort of apparatus. And that's then equipped with dual machine guns, rocket launchers, and then that shield generator that I spoke about, which protects the Doom Hunter's main body from harm. Now, if you have any hope of destroying this beast, yes, you can aim at the tank-like sled, but you'd be better off really grasping the plasma rifle and destroying it in that way, getting rid of that shield and just bombarding it with rockets, super shotgun, that sort of thing. Now, it's interesting because we actually see the Doom Hunter in various stages of its development as we are going through the cultist base. We initially see it in a form of test tube, a sort of scientific suspended animation prior to it being reanimated, all of the fluid being sucked out of the tank, and then again as we progress through the Doom Hunter base, we see it being attached to multiple things, and then finally it being attached to the hover tank. And we actually see this in a sort of a hologram form before we're introduced to it full on. Now, the combat characteristics of the Doom Hunter, super heavy demons they are, with a wide variety of attacks that allow them to deal damage at all ranges. Their rocket boosters grant them limited flight, allowing them to move surprisingly quickly in multiple directions. Now, I will say this, they are predominantly focused in on their long-range missile attacks. That's predominantly what this demon is all about, which is really important in this particular level to keep moving. If you don't keep moving, the Doom Hunter will destroy you in seconds. Now, the Doom Hunter's main attacks include slashing the Slayer with its chainsaw arm, which deals incredibly heavy melee damage, near one-hit kill. It will also use its arm cannon to shoot fireballs at the Doom Slayer, and it will also use 2 guns which are mounted on its sled to shoot a barrage of bullets. But like I said, predominantly it will use the rocket barrage attack from launchers on its hover tank. And these rockets will hone in on the Slayer. They are locked on missiles, but the tracking can be shaken off with respect to double dashing and double jumping, but 9 times out of 10 they're pretty bang on the money, so you really do have to get this demon with the plasma rifle. Now, the Doom Hunter's upper body is protected by that plasma shield, like I said, and it blocks all damage. The shield can be destroyed temporarily using cell weapons, like the plasma rifle, but it will regenerate after some time, which is really important to get the rocket launcher out or the super shotgun within that time. During this time, though, the sled can be targeted, which will then destroy the shield and also destroy the demon. Now, once the Doom Hunter has taken enough damage, it will abandon its sled and sort of hover around on its upper body with its sled gone, and it also loses access to its machine guns and rockets attacks and things like this, but it also is much more mobile and hyper aggressive. Now, in terms of this being a brand new creation, well, yes, it is a brand new creation, but it does bear some resemblance to Sabaoth from Doom 3, which is kind of like a humanoid on treads, but it's not a direct adaptation, it just looks somewhat reminiscent. But anyway, guys, what did you think of the Doom Hunter? Brand new demon. Personally, I liked it. I thought it was a good new addition to the Doom lore. If you want to hear more Doom lore videos, please do hit subscribe. Please do give this video a like and a share, and leave your thoughts down below. I hope you're all very well. Thank you so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.